meteorologist Michael Fecke. Welcome back to the 14 First Alert streaming show we do every day here at 8:30. We go over our latest weather and news headlines. We'll start off with a look at your forecast here, and then after a short break, we'll toss things over to Casey and Mitch for a look at the latest breaking news headlines for this morning. So you want to stay through the whole thing and you don't want to miss a beat. We're also streaming out to all of our streaming platforms as well as to Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So if you want to join in on there and you want to come in on the conversation, leave a comment or a concern about the forecast or any about the news headlines later on, please feel free. We love chatting with you guys here on Facebook and on YouTube. But let's get started with a look at our forecast. And no surprise here, once again, hot and humid. I've pretty much said the same thing every single day so far this week. We've continued to warm up in the mid-90s, followed by heat index values at least 10 degrees above that, so anywhere between 100 to 105. So looks like we're having some audio issues. Let me go ahead, and it would help if I actually put the mic on so that you guys could hear me. So there, how about that? Are we sounding better? Down in the comments, let me know. Brayton. Hopefully that sounds a little bit better for you guys. But all right, we'll continue on with the forecast here. Again, we remain on alert for today and tomorrow. We're looking at our heat alerts. We are still in effect with that heat advisory through tomorrow evening. So that's set to expire at around 7 p.m. Friday, and it extends outwards for more than just the tri-state. Almost much of Indiana, Kentucky, all the way down the Mississippi River into the deep south, and then all the way out to our east on the east coast there. We still have some heat advisories in effect. But here's a look at our current temperatures. 85 degrees now in Evansville, and it's already 8:30 in the morning. 84 in Bowling Green, 82 out towards Lexington. So a very warm start. We woke up to temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Our dew points are also kind of very close by. So we actually saw some areas of light fog this morning, but now that the sun has risen, we are allowed to see that fog start to dissipate. But now it's just going to start to feel really hot with those dew points. So here's a look at our current feels like temperatures. We're topping out already. Feels like 93 degrees in Evansville, 89 down towards Henderson, 99 down towards Greenville. So it's already a hot start out there. You definitely want to get any morning jogs or dog walks out of the way now before it gets up into the hundreds later on this afternoon. But you definitely need some sort of beverage today if you're going to be headed out to work. Grabbing an iced coffee is absolutely certain. Make it an extra large because it is hot out there and you want to just be sipping on something constantly throughout the day, preferably water, but we all know we enjoy a little iced coffee here in the morning. But be careful because it is very muggy, so your cup is going to have a lot of condensation on it and it's going to flood your desk or your cup holder, so keep a paper towel nearby. But here's a look at our high pressure system that has been locked in place here for the last several days, actually since this past weekend when we started this heat wave. So that hasn't really broken down just yet, but that's what we're expecting to happen. It's going to break down and move off to our east as we get into this weekend. So that is going to allow our temperatures to cool by a degree or two, and it's going to introduce better chances for scattered showers and storms, which will also help to cool us down a little bit. But that's not the relief in sight that I'm talking about. That relief doesn't come in until we get into Tuesday of next week. So it is still going to be warm here, especially through the weekend. We'll still top out in the 90s, but today it is going to be hot. 95 degrees for our highs, winds out of the southwest between 2 to 6 miles per hour, pumping in that muggy air, and it doesn't even feel nice. It's not even a nice breeze, so unfortunately we don't get even relief from that. But tonight will stay quiet and balmy once again, similar to waking up this morning, temperatures in the mid-70s. But looking at that heat index forecast hourly through the day today, by 11 a.m. it's already going to start to feel like we're at around 100. So as we go through the afternoon, 3 p.m., that's kind of like the peak heating of our day. So that's where we max out in that heat index for around 105. So when that happens, you definitely want to take it seriously, drinking plenty of water, taking frequent breaks in the air conditioning, especially if you have to do physical labor outdoors. I know it's unavoidable. Some fields of work just require it, so I want you guys to be thinking of yourselves first, making sure that you're putting your health as a priority. But if you're not necessarily forced to work outside in this heat, we do recommend you at least stay inside during the afternoon hours, but it's summertime. We know people are going to be going out in the pools, the parks, lakes, rivers, streams. It's still going to be a really nice day for it, but you really do still have to take those breaks in the air conditioning, because if you have a pool or you've been to a pool at all this week, you'll know that the water is like bath water because we aren't really cooling down all that much overnight. So definitely still bring some relief, but not as much as you would hope. But also, if you're going to be heading out today, UV index topping out at around a 10 this afternoon. So you definitely want to seek some shade during the 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. time frame. You want to wear a hat with some sunglasses, keeping that sun off of your face. And you also want to apply sunscreen to any exposed skin, because with this UV index, burn time could be anywhere between 15 to 25 minutes, and you don't want to get burnt because that makes it a lot harder for you to cool down if you are getting overheated. So just some tips out there for you guys. But looking at our future radar, we aren't really expecting much in the way of weather today other than it being hot and humid. But we'll start out with mostly sunny skies. We'll transition to partly cloudy skies during the heating of the day with just some puffy cumulus, and of that, we could see some sprinkles or downpours develop from that as well. Once the sun sets, all those showers and storms dissipate, and then we repeat the process as we head into Friday. Waking up, we'll have partly cloudy skies going through the afternoon. We'll have some better chances for some scattered showers and storms, but still, I think a lot of folks will still end up dry through the day on Friday. But if you do get hit with one, consider yourself lucky. It will bring at least some cooling effect to it by a few degrees. But better chances for scattered showers and storms Saturday and Sunday. That's when that ridge of high pressure is going to break down and move off to the east. So that frontal boundary that's just been draped over the northern plains and into the central plains, it's finally going to make its way in our direction. And it's going to eventually cross through the tri-state as we get into Monday night and into Tuesday as a cold front. And then we'll start to have a little bit more of a refreshing air mass. It won't be cold per se. It'll actually be back down to around average, which is in the upper 80s. But the humidity is going to come down a good bit as well. So it's going to feel a lot better out there. But until then, we're still dealing with these triple-digit heat index values through tomorrow, and then you'll notice they finally drop below 100 as we get into this weekend. So looking forward to that, but I do want to track out that cold front for you as we get into next week. So here we are Saturday, this weekend, seeing some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Same thing as we get into Sunday. Monday, that front is going to be working its way in from the west, so we're going to see a few showers pop up out ahead of that front, and then as the front crosses overnight, more showers and storms likely, and then they'll taper off through the day on Tuesday, and then that's when we'll start to feel that refreshing air. So here's a look at your temperature trend through the next 7 days. Again, we'll break down out of the 90s finally for the middle of next week, but again, our average high is in the upper 80s, so it's still going to be warm. It's still going to be summer in the tri-state. It's just not going to be as oppressive as it is this week. And taking a look at the comments, I'm seeing Jeanette is saying anything is better than winter. I have to agree with you. I'm kind of a fan of the heat and humidity. I know a lot of people hate it, but it makes me happy. But I do know it causes a lot of problems, so I definitely still want you guys to take care of yourselves out there in that heat. But it will feel a lot better for next week. And here's a look at that dew point trend. You can even see it when that cold front moves through. So here we are Monday night into Tuesday. We're up in that stifling category, and then we drop all the way down into the humid category. So again, still a lot of moisture, just not as bad. That'll just be the theme for next week. But looking at your 7-day forecast here, I'll take this full screen so you guys can get a better look at it. Again, hot and humid today, tomorrow. Better chances for scattered showers and storms this weekend. We're not anticipating anything severe, but the main hazards with any showers or storms that develop will be very heavy rainfall and lightning, of course. Lightning is still very dangerous. If you hear thunder, get indoors. And then there's that nice little cool down as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, topping out only in the upper 80s. So that is all I have for the forecast for you here. Looking at the comments, let me go ahead and see if there are any other questions. It looks like Paulette says, woohoo, she's excited for that little break in the humidity for next week. She's got her sunglass emoji on there. We love it. Julie says it's still going to be hot. I know it is still going to be hot, but again, maybe not as humid, so it won't be as bad as it has been for this week. So that is all the questions I'm seeing here. So I'm going to go over to our little break here, but don't go away. We do have Mitch and Casey here. They're going to go over our breaking news headlines for the morning.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Well, good morning, and thanks for joining us here for the latter half. I'd argue the better half of the stream show in the morning. Sorry, Michael, you do a great job. We're here for the news portion of it here at 8:30 this morning. My name is Mitch Carter.
I'm Casey Mason. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Of course, always, you know the drill. We'll start off with some our forecast and then hit you guys with a few headlines and then chit-chat towards the end and wrap things up and send you on your way. So let's go ahead and kick things off with some of our headlines we pulled for you this morning. This next video you're about to see is wild. Let's go ahead and get to it. Yeah, so this happened out of Hancock County. The pilot of a crop dusting helicopter is in the hospital after hitting a power line. And we got this video here showing the crash from somebody who actually lives nearby, capturing it all. Now, this happened around 11 o'clock yesterday morning, just off of Highway 69 in southern Hancock County. We do know that the crash knocked out power for nearly 500 customers during the afternoon heat. The timing of that just really unfortunate. Yeah. And it's since been restored, but the investigation into what exactly happened does continue on. Barbara Embry saw the crash happen, and she says she did speak to the pilot's parents soon after the crash.
Life is fragile, and in a heartbeat, things can change. And I saw that today. I kind of witnessed that today. Just he's flying. I've been watching him fly, seeing him in the door, and that quick it went down. And it could have been a lot worse for them. And it kind of made me think a bit about just how fragile life is.
Yeah, so officials do say, though, the pilot has a broken leg and was taken to the hospital by a relative before first responders arrived. And the FAA is expected to arrive in town a little later today to figure out more and kind of dive into this investigation. Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated. Glad that the pilot of that helicopter there, though, seems to be doing okay for this situation.
Yeah, any sort of flying apparatus crash is bad news for sure. So glad to see they're all right. And then, of course, the power is back on too, which is good news there. Shifting gears now to Owensboro, we now know that Romp is underway. The first performances of this year's festivals were held last night, and organizers spent the entire day making sure everything was ready. City officials say the event draws people in from all over the country, and of course that boost in visitors means a lot to businesses and shops in downtown Owensboro and beyond. Local tourism leaders even say those at Romp have been using the trolley there to stay connected with the city beyond Yellow Creek Park.
And we do have a full screen here for you. I believe this is some of the events that are taking place right now. The fun's going to pick back up a little later today around 4 o'clock. That's when Vicky Vaughn Band's going to take the main stage. And you got plenty of other acts continuing throughout the night, including Fireside Collective at midnight. And we do have the full schedule and kind of everything that you need to know, including ticket information, over at 14news.com. So
a lot of good times there. And then, of course, also happening today, a little closer for us here, there's more action going down at the 75th Union County Fair. Another full screen for you here to kind of see what's going on. So once again, here the gates open up at 4:30. At 5:30, it is the Pedal Tractor Show. Then at 7, it's the Youth Fun Rodeo. If that's not touch your speed, no worries. Also at 7, it's time for the Diesel and Dirt Drags event. Yeah. So something for everybody out there at 7 o'clock.
Definitely hear that one when it's taking place. All right, we'll get loud at our county fair. And, keeping things with some of our summer fun activities here, let's head over for the Summer Series. Another another event that's happening today. It's technically the Summer Sunset Series. It's taking place in downtown Henderson. Lots of fun. The event includes live music, farmers market vendors, local boutiques, and much more. And of course, it all takes place in the lot in front of Dunaway's near the intersection of 3rd and Main Streets. And it kicks off this afternoon at 4 o'clock with live music from Lindsey Williams. So if you are heading out to Romp, the Union County Fair, or the Summer Sunset Series, just again, a little reminder, as if we haven't said this enough this week, make sure you're staying cool and make sure you are staying hydrated.
Absolutely.
So some fun events going on there. Of course, we did have to bring back up that helicopter crash because that video, the fact that they caught that on video too, it's
Unbelievable.
wild.
Yeah. So, lots going on right now. Of course, we talked about the fair there and Romp and the Sunset Series and everything. And, it's one of those things we talked about. I'm reading through the comments right now.
Yeah,
everybody is pumped up on summertime. It's hot, obviously, as Michael Fecka just talked about there. But you know what? We asked for it. That's part of the deal. It's going to be warm. Just go out there, make sure you have water, do all that good stuff. But also, don't be afraid to enjoy the sun a little bit. Just don't overdo it.
And if you've missed Jamie French this week, did you say she's very involved at the Union County Fair
She
going
is.
on? That's where we believe that's where she is. Rumor has it. But no, I love that. She is getting to be a part of all of that. So, hey, maybe if you're a fan, you can stop by the Union County Fair and say hi to
Maybe say
our
what's
friend
up.
Jamie, who I'm starting to miss a little. I
I
haven't seen
know.
her around the
Been gone for a
hallways,
couple
but
days.
she deserves a few days off. We'll give it to her. So I thought maybe she was just getting a jump start on her wedding planning. Well, that'll do us for today. I don't believe we have any more comments to get to.
I think everybody's just talking about how much they love summer
yeah.
right there with you. Do you have a favorite season before we go?
Fall all day,
I'm
every
a fall
day.
person as
Fall,
well.
so basic. I will say, I know that like Halloween and fall are very trendy now with our pumpkin spice, and it seems like Halloween's kind of been on the uptick of really like a trendy season, or was it holiday? That's the word I'm looking for.
Yes.
It's early, but I will say I have been a Halloween fanatic since I was a small child. We watch Hocus Pocus every year and the original Halloween, but it's weird to talk about that right now though because I'm like, we still need to get to 4th of July. I will say one thing though, when you do have a favorite holiday and the stores start to go ahead and push that next holiday, I'm like, give it a minute before those Christmas trees come out. Come on, guys. Let us
Right.
Halloween people have our moments. So,
No doubt. No doubt. Well, like you said there, I mean,
yeah.
we're a ways away right now. Of course, it is June right here. Actually, June went pretty quick. Already coming up on
It went
July, which is
fast.
crazy. So, thankfully, we're at the tail end now of our alert days here. We're going to end that alert tomorrow after some more heat. And hopefully, as Michael said there, look forward to some cooler days, albeit not cold, certainly. It's still summertime, but I can handle a little less humidity would be a good thing. So we're looking forward to that here at 14
We'll
News.
take it. That humidity is why my hair is up today. So yeah,
too.
the end is in sight for all of this, alert and the severe weather. So it won't be cool, but it will be cooler. So we will take it. All right. Well, that'll do it for today. Anything else you want to add?
I think we're good. We're back here every single morning, Monday through Friday at 8:30. And, of course, our friends Jimmy French and Robinson Miles pick it up at 2:30 with whoever's working weather at that point, whether that's, usually it's Michael or Arden. Obviously, Michael's with us this
Michael,
week.
we took him today. We took him all week. Byron is
Absolutely.
out this week. He'll be back, but we've enjoyed having you, Michael. It's been a blast. He said it's been great. Is he
Perfect.
lying? I think he likes it.
He's playing cool
He
right
showed
now.
up every day so far, so that's a good sign.
Right, that's
It
all that
is an
matters.
early shift, my friend,
Yes.
so hang in
But
there.
anyways, like I said, we'll be back here tomorrow bright and early at 8:30 if you were to join us again after we get done with sunrise, and that'll do it. We will see you guys tomorrow.
All right, see you guys.